Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. You wouldn't think this was just 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's very dark. It's been raining all morning and afternoon, and it's going to be raining all afternoon, all night, during the night too. I hope it's not heavy because I'm going to bingo tonight and I'm going to be driving up the A1, and I hate it when there's a lot of rain because you know you're driving faster than normal on normal roads and the wipers are going 20 to the dozen, and then you get all the spray off the other cars that don't want to be behind you and keep overtaking, you know, come over on the other lane and overtake you, and you get all the spray off the wagons. And that's another rant that could go on about sometime. But I am doing what knitting I can before I go out, because this is my order. I'm onto the sleeves on this cardigan now, and this is what I normally do in the afternoon, and then I normally do my own of a night time. But I'll not be doing any of my own until I come in from the bingo, which will be about sometime after 10. But I have got quite a bit done last night on my own. I'm nearly up to the armholes. So anyone that's following this tutorial, I'll be putting part 2 up when I get past the armholes and start doing the neck shaping, because that's probably what anybody that's following it will be waiting for, because I've only put the back up. But like I told, I think in the last video, anybody that's following it, you don't need to wait for the tutorial for the front, because it's exactly the same as the back up to the neck. But that's what I'll be doing, a little bit of that tonight when I come in. Hopefully I'll get up to the armholes by tonight, and then tomorrow I should get on to the further on up and get on to the neck part. But I just want to finish this row, what I'm doing on here first, and I'll show you what else I've been doing. Just a few more stitches. I don't like putting the knitting down in the middle of a row. Let's put that down. Now, you know, in the morning I do my little, either any orders I have for little ones, or if I'm just doing little ones to sell. Well, I have an order for the lady I done the little baby's cardigan with a little hat, the little basket stitch cardigan I did. She wants me to do, this is for her other grandson, she wants me to do this. It's just a small, he's only 3-year-old, and I've done the back on it. I think I started this about 3 days ago, so I think I got half of it done on the first day, the other half done on the second day, and this is the 3rd day. So I've getting that much done. I think I had to finish off a little bit up there, the neck on that one, and this is how much I've got done this morning. It all depends on how long it takes me to depend what time I get up in the morning, have my breakfast, tidy up, do what I have to do, and I maybe have 1.5 to 2 hours to do little things like this. Well, this one is a she asked me to do an Aran. She just asked me to do an Aran cardigan, and she wants a round neck. Now I've got a lot of Aran patterns, a lot of adult ones, and some that have been sent to me and some that I had myself. And I like the raglans for children. I don't like those patterns where the sleeves, where you know where you knit the back like that, instead of doing any shaping they just go straight up and then you go across to the shoulders and the neck. I do not like those kind. I don't even like them for myself. I made a cardigan for myself once and it just felt tight under the arms, and it was all folding up, you know, like this under the arms when you had your arm down, and it just did not feel right. So I will not knit those type for myself or anybody else. I'll do raglan or I'll do a set-in sleeve, but I don't like those. I think they're called drop shoulders. I don't like those. Well, this pattern here, like I'm saying, I looked through all my patterns and I could not find any. I think there was one pattern that had a raglan shaping on it, but I did not like the pattern. The only other pattern I had was this one, which I did recently. The brown cardigan that I did was from this pattern here. Now this is a raglan, only it's a V-neck, and it starts at 26, and I wanted this one to measure between 22 and 24. It's probably going to be, the finished measurement will be about 25 inch, because you do need a little bit extra for these type, because it's generally worn on top of cardigans, or you know, to go out without a coat on. That. So I did want it to measure at least 25 inches when it was finished. But this one started at 26 inches, so it was going to be too big. And it's a V-neck, so I would have to work out. So I did a little bit alteration on this one. I worked out how many stitches I need for the size I'm doing. And I altered the pattern. I've got the cable, don't look away from the light there. The cable, and I put a little bit extra down each side of the cable here. I think if I do this one again, I might twist. There's only 2 stitches on the side of the cable here. You know, you have the cable and then there's like a purl stitch and then 2 knit stitches. I think if I do this one again, I might twist those stitches to give it a little bit extra effect on the cables. So I did a little bit alteration there. And of course, with it being a smaller size, I had to work out the pattern for the front, because there wouldn't be as much of this, the Irish moss stitch, as what's on the actual pattern. As you can see, the pattern here just has the ordinary cable with the stitch on either side of it. It hasn't got that little bit extra that I've put in, so that little bit extra is taking up some of the Irish moss stitch in the middle. And when I did this pattern, something I noticed about it, the back only has, well, I'm showing you here, the back only has 2 lots of cables on. And I thought when I did this that when you come to do the front, each front piece has 2 cables on. And the number of stitches they put on for the fronts, they didn't allow for the extra 2 cables on the front, because the cables do draw a pattern in. And I didn't think it was wide enough, because when I did that brown one, and then I come to stitch it up, put the band on and stitch it up, where you had the side seams down there, the side seams for the fronts were pulling in. You could see the seam, it wasn't on the side, you know, just straight down the side, it was pulled in a little bit. So I didn't think there was enough stitches, because they didn't allow for those extra 2 cables on here. So I've worked that out myself. So I'm trying to write this pattern down. As you can see, I've been writing down what I've been doing here. But I don't know whether I'll put it up as a PDF, because while I can knit this pattern without any trouble, without looking at that, just looking at my knitting, I can work it out in my head, no trouble at all. But trying to write out those instructions for all the knit ones, purl ones, how many times you knit one, purl ones, how many stitches do for the cable, and each side of the cable you have to have if the knit stitch for the purl for the cable, you have to have a purl on either side so that the cable stands out, and trying to work all that out. There might possibly be a PDF, but I'm not absolutely certain about that. I would probably have to do a few more. If I do a PDF, it'll only be one size, because trying to work out more than one size is very difficult with this one. But anyway, that one was what I've done this morning. I'm now on with my my other order, which won't take much longer. But like I'm saying, I'm going to my bingo tonight, and I have been keeping an eye on the weather, because I do not like all this heavy rain it is. I think it's stopped at the moment, but we are forecast for it all day and all night, and I've hinted to my friend, you know, I'm not sure about the rain, about driving up on the A1 and all that. And the message comes through way back off her. It stopped here, it's not raining here. You know, she doesn't care what happens to me as long as she gets to the bingo. But anyway, I'm just going to sit here. I'm sitting here actually. I'm showing you, I've got my lovely new blanket sitting on my knee. It is lovely and warm. Like I showed you on the review for this, it has six settings on it. I only need it on one. It gets, when I first put it on, I put it on 6, and it does get hot. I would advise anybody, if you're wearing anything thin, to put a blanket or something underneath it, because it does feel hot actually on 6. So I put it on 6 till it warms up, and then knock it down to 1, because I think it is using a little bit electricity on the lower numbers than it will on the higher numbers. Not that it uses much. It only goes up to 120 watts, which is about similar to just over 100 watt of the old style light bulb. So they don't use very much, but it's lovely and warm. But I put my heating on when I first get up in the morning, just to take the chill out of the house, because you know we're not using our heating all day long and that, because I use this when I'm just sitting. I just put this on my knee when I'm sitting here knitting, which I'm doing most of the day. But something I have noticed since I haven't been using my heating as much, I have a fruit bowl. It's in my kitchen, and it's always full of fruit. And you can bet your life that I have to throw 1 or 2 things away. The banana's got those brown spots on after 2 or 3 days. But I've had bananas there for a week and they're still nice and yellow. It's the house is colder than it normally is, so the fruit's staying fresher longer. The same with my apples and oranges. So I'm not really bothered. It's maybe a good thing that this thing with the heating, where we don't put our heating on as much now, maybe a good thing, because it's saving you money on your fruit. You don't have to buy as much fruit as I did before, because I do very, very often have to throw something away. And usually if there's anything like the bananas, if they start going soft, I'll do like a banana loaf or something like that with them, so I don't really waste them. But I do get, like, apples and oranges do go off pretty quick. And I don't keep them in my fridge, because I don't like them in my fridge. I like them in the fruit bowl. So that's something I've learned since I haven't had the heating on. Like I'm saying, I put it on for an hour in the morning. I put it on for about an hour after tea, just to take the chill out of the house again. And I put it on for about an hour before I go to bed. Put it on about 10 o'clock. It's very rare I go to bed before midnight, but I put it on for about an hour then, just to take the chill out of the house. So it's on for about 3 hours a day, and then I use this thing here the rest of the day, which is good. It saves me a lot. So that's my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe everyone, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.